Live! We're live! I pressed a button and now you should all be able to see us. Hi! Hello everyone. Look, we can't actually see any comments. Oh, it says upcoming. Okay.
Huh. Are we not live?
Oh! Hey, we are live! Okay, this is great. Now you are going to have to bear with us because I'm organising this and it's been... It's been a bit of an adventure. So Danny and Rebekka and Jim have all been incredibly patient with me all day, but all I'm doing now is looking for where the comments are. So if you can see us and hear all of us, can you please put a comment down? I believe, Ali, you've commented already. I just can't see it yet.
Oh, are we definitely live?
I don't know.
We're live. I can see it. I can see us on the TV.
Okay.
Right. I can't see it.
Oh!
How did you have...
Okay, I can see you. Now, for whatever reason, the comments aren't coming up actually on the screen. But we are...
No.
Hardy has commented. Okay, let me add cut.
Can anyone see it?
Hardy is now a moderator. Okay.
Hang on, I think they're on the wrong... No, Jane, there's people commenting on the wrong chat.
What?
Okay. That is why. Okay.
Not the same issue again.
So it's... That is why. Okay. Right, so we need to make sure that we're on the right chat. Okay, because there were two, because I restarted it. Bum, 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 bum.
This happened to Hardy as well. He commented, but now it's a different video from.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He commented on the announcement, and then he realized he had to reload it, and it started a new video. So the comments on the announcement.
We've got Blue on. Say, hey, hello there. So we've actually got somebody watching the right thing. Hardy, you're on. Fantastic.
Hardy and Sam is on.
Okay, so I'm just going to say, if people can go over to the other chat. Okay. And you can all talk to Hardy and Blue and Empty Nest Gardens. You lost the chat, but you're here now. Thank goodness for that. There was a bit of a problem earlier. This happens every time. 1 second. I'll check everyone else is coming over.
Jane, are you saying Hardy? Is it not Heidi?
No, it's not Heidi, is it, Rebekka? I'm sure it isn't.
Hardy.
Yeah.
But it's spelled Heidi,
Hardy,
right?
like the adjective.
To the other chat. Right, okay. We've got Steve at Digwell Green Fingers. We've got Ali there. We've got so many people sitting over there. So, I don't know what that means, Hardy. I don't know if it's good. Right, okay. So what I need to get is this stream and pop this one up. Right, okay. Let's see if this is the one we've got. Excuse me. Join us all. Yeah, that's the one we should be on. Have I started the wrong one? No, this is the right one. We're on the right one. It's just everybody else is wrong. You're all on the wrong one. Let me see. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Charlotte, my daughter, has put on, this is the right one. Okay. Charlotte, my daughter, is down as Sneakret. I'm not quite sure why. Okay. Thanks.
Yes, perfect.
Sneakret. The good news is we've got plenty of time now.
Okay.
Okay. Over
here.
People are joining
now.
Yes. Hello. Thank you, Sneakret Charlotte. Okay, who have we got? We've got Hardy. We've got Eleanor. Hello, Eleanor. We've got Bev from Canada. Empty Nest Gardens. I don't know how you got here either. I don't know how I got here. Sorry?
Oh, I'm just saying hi to Steve. He said hi, boyo.
Oh, hello, Steve. Yeah, hello, Anne. Yeah, empty nest gardens. I'm definitely technically challenged. Ickle Mickle. Hello, Ali. You got here. I'm so glad. Hello, Alan. Oh, hello, Jim. Amelia. We've got Dion.
Rebekka, I nearly said hello to you then.
Okay. Carissa from Niagara. Is that where you are, Carissa?
Hello, from my backyard. How nice.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know you were there. Are you on holiday? Is that where you're based?
Hi, Robin. Hi, Robin Miller.
Hey, I'm Bogdan, my son-in-law. Yes. Okay, that's really good. Nice to see you, Bogdan. Or at least you're typing. Heather, Rebecca, Joe, Robin. Hello, Robin from Chicagoland. Okay, Roxanne just north of Toronto. Okay. Red lipstick, fantastic. You know what looks like here? It looks like we've got a really good mix of people from your side of the pond, Jim, and over here as well. I know. I wonder, you know, if we can talk melons later on. I'm a bit worried now because I think I might be outnumbered. But yeah, Jordan Station. I didn't know that, Chris. And Carissa, please do. I've said this before to you. I've got a mental block. Is it Charissa or Carissa? I'm assuming Carissa. Do you know, Jim? Is it Carissa?
She's right across the falls. Like we're really close to each other.
I know, but how do you pronounce her name?
I would say Carissa.
Carissa. Okay, good. It is a worldwide conference, Hardy. Okay, hello, Roslyn. Yeah, sorry about that. We've had basically what's happened is I am using a completely new to me software, and the reason I chose it was A, it said it was really, really simple to set up, and B, it was free. So I'm on a free 2-week trial, and so I just thought, what can go wrong? It's simple. I've watched that many tutorials. I have absolutely bothered these people to bits over the weekend trying to get it right. So the fact that any of us are here at all is quite a miracle. But yeah, it's lovely. Joe, don't start. Okay, let's have a look there. So, how is everyone? How are you? Let's start with the weather. Come on, Jim. Are you in snow?
It is snowing right now, yes.
Is it really? You see, I just joke when I say that to you, but then it's just always is.
I think you should just assume it at this point.
Just assume, yeah. What about you, Rebecca? How's it over there in Mannheim?
Well, we actually had snowfall, and it stayed like on the grass, and you know, but yeah, it doesn't really ever snow here, really.
You don't call that snow. Jim doesn't call that snow, unless it's 3 foot. It's not snow to Jim.
At least.
And what about you, Danny? How's it down in Wales?
It's sunny, but I've got a bit of a cold because, well, if anyone's seen my last video, I ran out in the rain and put a fleece over and stupidly in a t-shirt, and now I've got a cold from it. So
I saw that. I saw part of that video, Danny, and basically you were worried about your salad. You were worried about your salad crops that you planted out.
Worried about my salad.
And you went down in the dark, in the cold, to protect them, which is an honourable thing to do. Honourable.
And yet, 9 at night.
Well, in hindsight, if you'd known you were going to be suffering with this cold for a couple of days, would you have just let the salads have it? Would they have just gone? No. You see? I think that's
otherwise,
a good thing.
Otherwise, I would have had a video out like this. I failed.
No, that'll be me. That'll be me with my moon plantings in a few weeks. We'll come on to that. Okay, let's just have a quick look. Hello, Caroline. Hi, Anne. You're not too far from me. Brave, but at what cost, says Charlotte. Yeah, so that's true. So I'm assuming everybody knows who we all are. Okay, clearly I'm Jane, because you're on my channel, you know that, but I'm sure you know these other people, but just in a nutshell, Jim, who are you, and where are you from, and why?
I'm Jim. I know, I feel so nervous all of a sudden. So, my name is Jim, and I am the lake effect gardener, and I am from Buffalo, New York, Western New York State in the States, in the United States of America, and it's about just past 2 o'clock here.
Oh yeah, we're all we've had the time zone thing. We were fine until the time went forward in the UK last week. BST, GMT, GMTV, BLT, BFT. With the
OCD.
amount of times, whichever, the amount of times I had to change that poster over the last few days. But yeah, we're here. Rebekka, how about you?
I'm Rebekka from Mornings at the Allotment, and I garden on my allotment in the south of Germany, in Mannheim, which is like zone 8B approximately. So yeah, I don't have computers.
So I'm wondering if we're all sort of in a similar zone. Are we all in a similar zone? Are you what?
I think we have similar last frost dates, but Jim is definitely in a colder zone. But you, Jane, and Danny, and I are pretty much in a similar zone.
Yeah. Well, Ali's just put, Jim, I don't know if you've seen that comment, she's put flow, which I think is, that sums up where you are at the moment, doesn't it? What about you, Danny? Come on, where are you with that lovely watermark just sitting right on top of your head?
Nobody needs an introduction from me. You should all know. I have literally bombarded YouTube the last 4 months with my presence. But I'm Danny from the Grapevine Allotment in South Wales.
Danny, have you only been going for 4 months?
With bombarding videos, but I started 6 months ago now.
6 months? It's like you've always been there.
Yeah.
Like an old comfortable slipper. It's like just... No, but it is, because I think you put out so many videos, we've seen you pop up and everything, so you familiar face, which is great, so sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with the comments here. So that's a bit of a background where we all are. Can I just say hi Chris, hello, can I just say I'm going to shut up in a minute, everyone says, but if you want to ask any comments, I think this is top tip, please put them, if you want to ask any questions, please put them in capitals, because actually we've got quite a few comments coming through here and I'm trying to keep up with them, and I know that I'm going to be missing a few. So yeah. My daughter, I've just said to the other folks here, is down as Sneakrut, and she, along with Rebekka's husband, are moderating today. And so if you see some highly acidic comments towards my talk, it's from Charlotte down as Sneakrut. So yeah, she's just cheered because I said I'm going to shut up. So yeah, okay, that's the only thing. If you've got a question, put it in capitals. So
if they're garden related, focus them to Rebekka.
Yeah.
And we'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
We'll just sit here. Well, we've just gone through this. I've got a nice wholesome cup of tea. Jim, what have you got?
Tea.
Wholesome. What have you got, Rebekka? Anything? Tea?
Coffee.
What's that you've got there, Danny?
Wine.
It's medicinal.
It's medicinal. We can have that.
It's medicinal.
Okay. Oh, we've got a question. Hello, Bill and Val. How lovely of you to pop on.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, hey, Hardy. Good man.
If it's Bill, hello. If it's Val, get well soon, Val, because I know that you're poorly at the moment, so we're all thinking of you.
Oh, Val. Oh, that's a shame. Well, look, you need the best advice for growing Swedes. So, who's a Swede fan?
Oh, me.
Go on, Danny.
I absolutely love Swedes. So, what's the question? Because I can't see it.
Best advice. Best advice for growing Swedes.
I don't actually understand why people have so much trouble with Swede. I find them the most easiest thing. I don't know if it's because of like the Welsh climate or something, but I see so many people. I've had so many people on Instagram saying like, "Why is your Swede always so nice and all?" But I use Helena, and I never ever have any problem with those. I know a few of the others, they do tend to bolt and slugs attack them, but Helena, I just find that they're like an amazing Swede to grow. And if you want to be sowing them, sow them like from now to the next 8 weeks. I always leave it about another month, only because I haven't got space and I have one other things to plant out. But Helena Swede are amazing to grow.
So you just sow them direct?
I don't actually sow them direct. No, I sow them in modules and then I plant them out in about 8 weeks' time.
I think Rebekka's just seen Steve's comment, haven't you?
I
don't think we should tell Danny that one. I have just got to say, thank you for that, Danny.
I just had a shower.
Okay. What talc do you use on your head to stop the shine? don't think that's garden related. Go on, but you can answer.
No, this is literally the banter that me and Steve have every day.
Okay.
So I speak to Steve more than any other, more than my family. I speak to Steve Digwell. He's been an amazing mentor to me since I started. So,
And an
yeah, we
amazing
became
cook.
really good friends.
Whenever I see his videos or pictures, Steve, what an incredible cook. You are someone who always makes me want to go into the kitchen straight away and cook some really healthy, lovely food. I never do, but I want to.
Underrated. He deserves to have so many more subscribers and viewers that he does.
Well,
it's an amazing, diverse channel. I love it.
Well, let's do that. Can we get...
Yeah, let's plug his channel.
Let's get a link to your channel, Steve. If you can link yourself in the comments below, is that how people would do it? Just add a comment.
Steve, you've also got my PayPal, so you can pop that tenner in now into my account.
Okay, so yeah, hold on. We
get to split that money, right?
Yeah, $2.50 each. I've got that. I'm a teacher. Okay, so anybody who wants to put a little plug in for their channel or a channel they really like, I think we'll do something near the end actually, where we can all sort of put something down, because there are so many channels out there, and it's not that they're not good. They're producing fantastic videos, but they just don't get shared the same sometimes, and it's I think we really need to support each other as much as we can. Right, okay, we missed a comment. Okay, onions and shallots. Top tips for planting out onions and shallots. Seedlings. Jim, I'm looking at you.
I still wanted to answer about the Swede.
Oh, come on. Are they called Swede in the States?
We call it rutabaga.
That sounds much posher, doesn't it?
And
does sound better.
I don't think it does.
Okay.
But everything in America is a lot harsher. So for us, if you are a northern grower in the States, typically what you want to do is you want to sow yours in early summer, July, because of how hot it really gets here. So you establish your seedlings through July and August, and then as the weather cools down, then they put on their growth.
From what you've said, you've got a shorter season, but more extreme. Mm-hmm. So your seedlings, like you're saying, in about 8 weeks, Danny.
Yeah, I sow mine, June. Within the next month or two, and then our summers are not as hot, obviously, as Jim's.
Yeah, the more grad. Ours are like, whereas Jim's is, woo! Like that, Yeah.
We should have done a Swede challenge, shouldn't we?
Don't start on challenges. Don't start. What was that, Rebekka? Something came clear.
Bring it here. Bring it back. It was Hardy showing my chili pepper, my Lila Luzi chili pepper for the single seed challenge.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh yes. Now, I think isn't Steve aren't you doing a single seed challenge as well? I think there's quite a few people doing it.
He's doing the single seed potato challenge.
Right. Okay. So, any more on Swedes? Do we have any more rutabaga Swede talk? No? Okay, so top tips for planting out onion and shallot seedlings, please. My top tip would be companion planting with carrots, or something to detract your onion fly from sniffing them out. So put something that gives an alternative scent down. Marigolds would work just as well, but why not carrots? And then you've got 2 crops in the space of one.
Tomatoes.
In what, sorry? Tomatoes. What did you?
I put them there, yeah, because that deters anything, because it smells so different and so strongly.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So I do something completely different to that. We've all got those. Well, I'm not saying everyone has, but most people, if they've got an allotment, got those big water tanks.
Okay.
So I use my water tank every year, and I put a carrot bed on top of my water tank, so it looks like a big square donut. You'll see it. I'll be building a new one on my water tank, so the hole in the top is still where the water goes into. But I grow my carrots up high so that the carrot fly, because they only fly up about, and it saves space. So I have my carrot bed up on top of my water tank.
Okay, okay. Well, yeah, unless they're really, really super duper carrot fly, they're not gonna.
Or wind blows them, but I've never had problems anyway, so that's what I do.
That's really good, but we're talking about onions. You know, I did mention carrots as well. So yeah, have another sip. No, but it's good to know, Danny, because that's a little bit
Right.
extra that people weren't expecting. You know.
What was the question again?
Top tips for planting out onion and shallot seedlings. You know, this is from Joe. Lovely Joe.
Oh, Joe, honestly, I've tried growing them from seed, and I mentioned the seed digger green fingers as well, and I failed. They just all died, but I'm going back to sets again this year because I just find them so much easier. I know the red ones bolt, a lot of them do, but I don't know. I think as long as it's weed free and it gets plenty of sun, I never seem to and water them loads at the start.
Yeah.
The first 2
yeah.
months,
So they can
water,
bulk.
because otherwise the roots will just dry out and yeah.
I think that's an issue as well. I mean, our onion harvest 2 years ago was brilliant. I was so happy when we were still eating
Yeah.
onions round to March, April, the following year, and then last year, and this is one of my things, because we'd had such a good harvest, we didn't really put much of an effort in. We just shoved them in, and we had a really bad harvest. And so this year, oh my goodness, we can't get. We did
have all
we did.
weather last year.
And so it's not just the watering. When you get them in some really, really good, well mulched soil. Because if we are going to have that hot weather again, we have got to try and retain as much moisture below soil level as possible. So, but I must say, when we've grown from seed, we've had a better onion. They do provide better onions. You might not get the same quantity because they're a right faff to split, but you do get a better onion, in my opinion. But this year, yeah, we're doing both. We're just filling every available gap with onions.
Do you guys
I'm not
start
sure
your
what-
sets like in cells, or do you directly plant your sets into the ground?
Both. Don't know
Both.
why. Yeah, no reason.
I'm actually putting them in cells this year than I normally put them straight out, but because I've learned through experience that our water don't get put on for another 2 weeks. I was always struggling to water them for the first 2 weeks. So now I've just put them in cells, and at least I can control the water levels just for those sets. And yeah, and I noticed someone else commented about allium leaf miner. Like, I'm gonna jinx it now, but for some reason our plot don't seem to struggle with allium leaf miner. But you've all seen if you've seen my plot, most of my beds have got like the veggie mesh covered over them anyway. So I'd advise doing that as well if you do have allium leaf miner, just to cover them, because allotments and gardens are all about feeding the wildlife in there. Like, and we get 10% back.
There's I'm just looking to see. Did someone put a comment about allium leaf miner, or have I just missed it?
Yes, someone wrote.
Okay.
Amelia Beely said,
Right,
cover
okay.
them if you get allium leaf miner, Leanne.
Okay. Okay. So allium leaf miner as well. We had it in our garlic a couple of years ago, and I had it in the elephant garlic. And like Danny says, it's just one of those things that it's a nuisance. You don't want it there, but if you have got it, it's so difficult to get rid of because the eggs overwinter in the soil. You can cover. I think they are most active around about April, and then again in September. That's when they are doing what they do. That's really professional, but that's when you have to make sure that your crops are covered. However, if you do want to use neem oil, it might be worth doing like a neem oil drench on your soil. Now, I know neem oil is, some people say that's not part of organic. I better put my hands down. Part of organic gardening practice, because, like you're saying, Danny, we have to learn to live with certain things, and whatever turns up is feeding something else. But you can do that, and I must admit I've done that on my asparagus bed this year because I got asparagus beetle last year, and I'm not having that. But the other thing is just live with it. You can cut that bit out. When you chopped your onion up, you'll see where you've had a little egg or something's had a little nibble. Just cut it out. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to learn to live with the imperfections. Otherwise, we go back to chemicals, pesticides, all that sort of thing. You know, so
basically, if your standards are the wonky aisle in the supermarket and everything else above it is,
yeah,
you know, when you got that wonky veg, just aim for that, and everything else is a bonus.
I wonky is my bar. Okay, so in all walks of life, you know, I stay at that wonky level, and I think that's fine. That's fine. So for me, can I just say a very big hello to Julie Drake. Hello there, Julie. How nice of you to join us. I don't know if are you familiar with Julie? She's one of the first YouTubers. I hope you won't mind me saying this, Julie, that I started watching. And she's a brilliant artist. She did have an allotment that we visited several years ago now. And I know that she's recently moved onto a narrowboat. I think, is that all gone ahead now, Julie? So we're just saying, Julie, later on, towards the end of the chat, we're going to have a big share where everyone puts on their links or links they want to share. So if you want to put your YouTube channel on there at the end, that would be great. But so nice to have you here. It's lovely to see you. Okay. Anyone else want to say anything about anything else before I move down?
Yes, Steve has just pointed out as well that always use neem oil in the evenings, and that's when the bees have stopped foraging as well. So that's a little tip I didn't know either.
No. Well, yeah, that's true. That's good. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for that. Okay. I can do a roundup of channels at the Ed, says Charlotte End. Okay, Rutabaga. Okay. Thank you so very much, Bill and Val. You're very, very welcome. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Well, Blue, you said that's actually brilliant, which is very nice of you, but I don't know what you're referring to. We'll just assume it's the whole thing. I think he's had enough.
It's because I'm sneezing.
I'm well behind on the comments here. I'm still on the tab.
I'm helping you out because that's also the next question I remembered.
Go on.
Putting it up. What's everyone's favorite thing to grow?
Okay. Okay, who said? Oh, okay, from Joe Ganner. Everyone's favourite thing to grow. So I'm going to point at you, Jim, and that gives me extra time to think. So go on.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes? We call them tomatoes. Yeah.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I love growing tomatoes.
No, Jim and I grow tomatoes. Sorry.
Oh, yes. No, you as well, Rebekka. You turncoat. Okay.
Hey, tomatoes for me is just, everything about it is just so perfect.
Okay.
Just starting them is satisfying because when you see the first true leaves come out, you know that it's a tomato. You know, it's got those little kind of fingery leaves. And then when you get them into the ground and they start growing and you start handling it, you get that awesome tomato scent. And then they start throwing fruit and you start doing all of your, tomato maintenance, taking off the bottom pieces, tying them up. It's a really hands-on plant that I absolutely love. I usually yield really well from it. It preserves amazingly, and I just love the taste of them.
Okay. So is that, if you could only grow one thing, would that be it?
Yes.
Okay.
Aside from melons.
We'll talk about Jim's melons later on. Okay, Rebekka, how about you?
Well, this is sort of stupid because tomatoes for me as well. Definitely. And I grow a huge variety of them because I love it so much. And basically, they're foolproof.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who saw my one. I know you three all saw that video that I did last year when my tomatoes were extremely leggy and people were like, throw them out and buy some in the garden. So I'm like, no way will I throw them out. I'll just put them in the ground. And I did, and they did amazingly well. And I even managed to get them through the blight. They were, but maybe I'll just say herbs. If I had to grow one thing, I'll just say herbs in general.
Herbs.
Herbs.
Okay. Oh, it sounds so nice, though. It sounds so nice. Yeah. Okay. So, tomatoes again. I mean, someone's put down here. Yeah, Alan's put them blight arrives. And I've got to say, sorry, Danny, we'll come back to you. For me, it would be tomatoes every time. if it wasn't for the blight, because there's that inevitable feeling. I don't know if you're like this, Danny. So you get to like late summer, well, midsummer, and you start thinking, and you're waiting for other people to say, "Oh, have you heard? So and so's got blight down there," and you're thinking, "Oh," and you start looking at them and you checking them. Inevitably, they do succumb. So yeah, Danny, what about you?
I'm not going to say the same because it'll look like we all said tomatoes. So I think potatoes to me, like you'll see on my plot, I'll have buckets and buckets of potatoes, different ones. And I've had so many sent from different YouTubers to try as well this year. So I've got buckets everywhere. But my favourite would be pink fir apple potatoes. And they don't even look like a potato, you know, they just look like a deformed toe. And I just love them.
You've really sold them there. Yeah, that's a really good sales pitch.
I sold them the deformed toe.
But they are great. Jim, Rebekka, have you ever grown pink fir apple? Pink fir apple potato? Oh, you need to grow them.
Yes, they're not widely available here.
We have a similar one, but I just can't remember what they're called at the moment.
But it's a main crop, isn't it, Danny? It's a main crop potato. Well, it's just gorgeous.
They are a main crop, and I accidentally tipped a bucket out last year, and I had them as earlies as well. And believe it or not, they were so sweet that I was annoyed that I tipped them out.
Yeah,
but I still had them a good size, and they were beautiful in the first part of the summer.
I have grown them.
You have grown them?
That's Tannenzäpfle in German.
Okay.
And I have grown them.
Okay.
Jim, I'll send you a few because you've got plenty of time. I've got a pile.
Yeah, but look, Danny has actually sent me.
You're not allowed to. You're not sending them.
I mean, legally, I'm not going to send you any potatoes.
Clearly not.
No.
But Danny, Rudolph.
Yeah,
Rudolph?
Did I send you those?
You did! You sent me 4 Rudolph potatoes, and I think, were these from Tony?
They were from Tony O'Neill.
These are from Tony.
Honestly, if you've seen how many potatoes Tony O'Neill has, right, spare...
I saw on his video. Oh my goodness.
If you've seen that video, and I've seen people comment saying, you didn't get them out. He got those out of that compound. There was potatoes everywhere, and I felt cheeky when he was like, take some potatoes. I was like, no. And then we opened the shed. I was like, okay, I'll take it. He could have fed every chip shop in South Wales for the next month.
Yeah. But his allotment is incredible. Again, I mean, I'm sure you all know Tony at Simplified Gardening.
It's 3.5 plot. So the bird cage the fruit cage that we did to prevent the birds, that was the size of my plot alone. And it was huge.
It's incredible.
But I was actually supposed to be going up there this week, but obviously I've been ill and
it's good. So I've got now somebody did just put slightly higher up then. I did say tomatoes, but then somebody said, was it you, Alan, that said climbing beans? I had this very conversation with Mike at the allotment today, talking about we're getting all our bean. Danny, you've got your bean canes up. How good is that when you see the bean canes going up? But we were saying
I did it though because we was having plot inspection and I wanted to look like I was fully with my game, and I passed it fine.
Okay. Well, it's climbing beans though, like tomatoes. I know Joe's asked there about varieties of tomatoes. You don't realise the joy of fresh beans unless you've grown climbing beans. You know, that a fresh borlotti bean, a fresh gigantes bean, you can't buy them in the shops, you know. And again, it's just such an experience learning about all these different things. And I think I would put that just to have something a little bit different to tomatoes. It would be tomatoes as well. But
Jane,
go on.
Have you tried pongo beans?
Pardon me, who? Pongo.
Pongo? So Bill. So I correct me if I'm wrong, Bill. So Terry King gave Bill, or maybe the other way around, but anyway, so Bill and Val sent me some Pongo French beans, and apparently they're supposed to be the most amazing beans. You just can't get them; they're like gold.
Oh, so
they sent me some beans.
Yeah,
they're like small French beans.
All right.
So they sent me some beans. I'm going to grow this year, and then I'm going to eat some, but I'll send you some then as well. But apparently, Bill and Val, they swear by them. So many people on YouTube I've seen have said like Bill and Val have sent them.
Are they yellow or are they green? Bill and Val, are they yellow or are they green?
If you're watching, tell us what colour they are. But yeah, they rave about them, and I think they're green now, but they're not. They don't go too high. I think they're like dwarf French beans.
All right,
but they're supposed to be the most amazing French beans. So once I've got them, I'll send you some.
Thank you. Well, the good thing with beans, and you mentioned this about your tomatoes, Jim, was the fact that you preserve them. They are so easy to freeze. They are so easy. You run the actual beans themselves to dry. So they're things that can really, really take you through the year. You know, they're not sort of. I mean, I do love my salads, but they're there and then. You know, you've got to eat them. Cucumber. I don't like cucumber pickle.
I think your daughter's commented from Joe Rose saying, "If tomatoes, which variety to us all?"
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. So Amelia said dwarf pongo and a dwarf green bean. So that's the answer we need.
All right. Okay. Oh, I look forward to seeing how yours go then, Danny.
I'll send you some.
Yeah. For me, new tomato to me, and again something that I'd never heard of until Tony C. Smith a couple of years ago. Brand's Atomic Grape. Brand's Atomic Grape, and that is thanks to you, Ali, because you sent me some. I don't know if they were more widely available in the States and we're sort of a bit slow on the uptake, but oh my goodness, they were so worth waiting for last year. They were so different. Has anyone else grown them? Did you grow them, Jim? No.
I'm growing them this year, though.
You're growing them this year? Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, now they've been hyped up so much. It's like, oh no, it's a bit of a disappointment, really. But you know how when you have a sun gold, you can't compare that taste. That's just so sweet. Your Brad's Atomic Grape has just got that flavour. It's just incredible, and they just look fantastic. You know, so for me, Joe, that is that's my favourite. Go on, anyone else?
I have a new favorite since last year, because you were talking about the Blight. We tried a new variety last year, which is called Nonna Antonina. It's an Italian variety that is not sold. The family insists that it's just given away for free. So you can propagate it, but you have to give it away for free. And it was the most blight resistant of all of them. It barely had any leaves that I had to cut off, and it was right in between different varieties that were hit really badly. And I harvested. That's the one that I harvested the last ones in November.
Oh wow!
And they still ripened, and there was no blight on them whatsoever.
And so the
that's
flavor.
New favorite, just because they're resilient.
And the flavor was good.
And the flavor was very good.
All right. Okay. So that seems to be the way everything's going. Are they an F1 variety?
Of course not.
Of course.
If they're given away to be propagated, no, they're not.
All right, okay, of course. I
don't grow F1 variety tomatoes. I grow F1 variety cucumbers and squash, because I don't save seeds from those anyway. So I just grow what grows well here, even if it's an F1. But for tomatoes, I won't do that.
Sorry, can I just interrupt for a second? Is this going to make any difference if I take my headphones out? Sorry. If I talk now.
Jamie can't hear you. Jamie can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you not hear me?
No.
I'm echoing now. Okay, I'll just plug them back in. That's just a little technical hitch.
No, we can't.
Oh, Danny!
It's echoing.
Oh no, plug them in again. Hear me now, and I'm Rebekka, I
got a question about what is an F1 variety.
Okay.
Who wants to explain that?
An F1 variety is one that it's like a pedigree dog. Is it? It's not.
It's an F1 variety is a variety that is grown from two or more different varieties.
There's an echo now. There's an echo now. Put them back in, Kylie.
I'm tethered. This is the thing. They're only short, so I'm very, very close to the screen. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Go on, Rebekka. Carry on with your F1. Go on. Yeah, is that better?
Okay. I didn't want to start talking until you had that plugged back in.
Okay, I'm in. Okay.
Okay.
I can only go that far.
Basically, an F1 variety is a variety that is grown from different varieties,
Two.
and it's the first generation, and that's what has what's blight resistant, for example. And the problem is that if you save seed from that, it will then possibly go back to the parent plants, and you won't get something true to.
So it's so the opposite to pedigree, what I said, but it's like for now, I'm thinking like labradoodle. You've got a Labrador, you've got a doodle, a poodle, and they are cross plants, and you get your Labradoodle. But if you put a Labradoodle with another Labradoodle, you're not going to get the same Labradoodle. You won't get another F1 doodle. Okay, so yeah, thanks for that, Rebekka.
I don't think you can save seed from an F1 as well. That's correct, right?
No. Which is again,
but it goes from true to type.
And again, I think Sun Gold is an F1. I've got a feeling Sun Gold is an
and
F1.
Also, I know Crimson Crushes as well, I believe.
Yeah. Sorry, Danny, you've obviously been having a separate conversation with Ali, but she's very sorry that you've got piles. That's I don't know what that's
Ali.
about. I don't know. Ali, what's going on? Hello, Troy. Hello, Troy. There was another question. Leeks and daffodils for Danny. That's according to Steve.
Oh, hi, Leeks and daffodils.
Hold on. Let's have a look. Courgettes, yeah. Courgettes are a good one.
I actually told you my favourite tomato as well.
Oh, go on. Sorry. What is it?
I'm supposed to be the new boy.
Come on then.
So, Red Lipstick actually agrees with me, and she's wrote on there Purple Cherokee is her favourite tomato, and it is mine too. So
that was
they're
my
the tomato that
until last year.
Yeah, so they're the tomato that I posted on your page. Remember last month where they had all swirly colours inside, and they looked hypnotic?
Oh,
remember those things?
Oh yeah.
So they are
them.
my absolute favourite. I remember having a friend come over and stay, and they brought this tomato to my house, and we had salad, and it was amazing. And yeah, I can't wait to grow it myself this year. I've never grown it, but I've had it so many times, and I never knew what the tomato was.
I put something on my Instagram because we grew Purple Cherokee again. Ali, I think they were from you. They're always from Ali. Ali's got such good tomatoes.
I know. Ali needs to be having her own seed shop, and she'd make
absolutely. Oh yeah. Not that she's able to send them anywhere.
No.
But the picture of these Purple Cherokee tomatoes. Oh, they were like grapes. They were just beautiful. But I've got to say, I didn't find the flavour as good as. But I think what I did there, and I think this is the problem with a lot of the darker tomatoes, the black tomatoes, you've got to wait until they're really super ripe. So you pick them when they're purple. Usually you can tell a tomato's ripe because it's red, and there's a bit of good in it, and it's ripe. With it being a purple black tomato, it's quite difficult to judge. And I think I was picking them before they were ready.
I've got a little tip that an old gentleman told me about how to pick purple tomatoes.
Go on.
And you basically you cut the tomato, and then when you tilt it, it's a bit like, I don't know, are we still in?
Like an apple.
So when you tilt it, and if it snaps off the vine, it's ready.
Okay.
So it's a bit like an apple, like a fruit that when you move it on the vine and then it drops off, that's when you know the purple ones are ready. The tomato, red ones you can pick.
Yeah.
But apparently the purple and the black ones, they literally need to be falling off the vine until they're ready.
It is. I think that's right. That's a good tip, that, Danny. Speaking of which, there is one, what was it called? Black Russian? No, Soldaki, which is a beefsteak tomato. that is absolutely delicious. But again, it's like black and red. But anyway, I've already had my tomato. Has everyone said their favourite tomato? Jim, have we had yours?
We're missing so many questions.
I know.
By talking.
But Jim's telling us his favourite tomato. In a nutshell, Jim.
Come on, Jim.
So I get the nutshell. Okay.
Yeah. Come on. Time's up. Okay, go on.
For me, it's all about Rutgers. Rutgers is my favorite variety. It's an heirloom variety. It tastes great. It cans well. It's not extremely acidic, but it's not, it's not devoid of it either. It's just, and it's prolific. It's a great tomato. It's old variety too.
Can you spell that, please, Jen?
Rutgers.
I've not heard of it. Is
No.
that just? Yeah, that's.
Ali.
Yeah.
Rutgers.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
what you said.
And also now, Ros de Burn. Steve's saying, I've never tried it, Steve, but I know Vivi is a big fan, and I think I don't know if Paul's trying it again this year, but I just love the way it sounds. Have you tried it as well, Rebekka? Yeah.
I'm trying it this year for the first time.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It's the way she says it. Ros de Burn. It just sounds fantastic. So, yeah. Okay. Empty Nest Garden says so much better. What's better? Oh, is anything better? Was anything bad? Okay, and we have missed questions. If anyone has missed a question.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's one thing, what's your favourite gardening books? If you have one. Like, I know I have one, but does anyone else read?
Yeah. So many though. But my favourite one, and it's actually in the allotment, there's so many to choose from. The ones I was brought up with when I first started gardening were those DJ Hessian books, and each one is a specialist area of gardening. I think there is like a garden expert, but they're called a something expert. So there's like a fruit expert, a vegetable expert, a rose expert, a houseplant expert, and you can always get them in charity shops. And I had a huge, felt like I had the whole set, but I love them because you got a really straightforward description. It would only ever feature, say, 3 or 4 varieties of each thing, but there were lots of pictures, so it made it really, really easy for me to understand. And so really, yeah, that was my favourite series of books.
I have mine here, but since this one is in German.
Oh, wow. Can you translate the big something?
It's a big organic gardening book.
Oh, wow.
But since that's in German, I'm going to shamelessly plug my current favorite for beginner
Hey, it's you!
Rebekka, how did you get those books so fast?
It's
I mean,
the same
it's not like you're
type of
sitting around
book.
books or anything.
The one I showed you, the big one, the very large one, it's basically like Hugh's, except it's much more detailed.
Yeah.
But I think, especially for beginner gardeners, I think Hugh's new book is really, really good.
Well, that's what is part of his USP, really, isn't it? That he's so he's so basic. That sounds awful. He's sort of starting from the beginning. You two boys, what are you doing? What are they up to? Charlotte, what's going to? Everyone's. Okay, hold on. We're clear now. Right. Oh no, what's happened? Oh
so
no.
I don't have a volume that I particularly like.
Yeah, go on.
I find the larger volumes to be too overbearing and just a little too much to take in. But I have to say, when I did my victory garden thing last year on my channel, I got a bunch of the pamphlets, they're the real pamphlets that I found online, and I found real versions, for sale, and just the small, tiny little pamphlets telling you about each variety of vegetable to grow and why is it, etc. Those have been, and they're all over the place. You can either, get your own copies online free. They're like PDFs. If you go to archive.org and type in victory gardening, they've got all sorts of, it's amazing. It's all through the United States Department of Agriculture, and they do have some stuff from the Ministry of Agriculture in there as well if you are across the pond. Just really, really brilliant, very straight to the point.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
But that's similar to what the Hessian books, like you're saying, Rebekka, that your big one is something you can really sit back and delve in. But if you want to just have a quick gen up on something really quickly, you know, the more simple, straightforward book is what I'm doing. Danny, what are you doing?
No, I'm actually finding a picture of the book that I'm not going to figure out, but
okay.
people will think that I always suggest this book on like Facebook and things like that. If people ask me, like, I've just started an allotment or a new garden, and let me remove that bit. Someone's just meshing me. It's funny. So mine is called Allotment by Month by Month. Let me see if it comes up on the screen. Does it come up?
Hold on, almost. Oh yeah. Oh, I've got that one. Yeah, I've got that one. I think.
Let me see if it can get it back on. So I love this book.
Yeah.
So if you've just got yourself an allotment, it's by Alan Buckingham, and I love it. Like, it's my little go-to. Like, obviously you need to be sensible and use it towards your zone or your area, and you need to adjust it a little bit. But it does give you for someone who's just starting out, it gives you like that month by month of get ready to sow this now. So I like it because it gets me prepared to what I need to order seeds for the next month.
Yeah.
So I know, okay, so next month I need to sow Swede, so I'll order the Swede seeds ready just in case I need some.
So it gives you a structure. Yeah, you've got some sort of structure there to sort of go along with, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right. Charlotte is just saying that we are really, or I'm certainly way behind on the comments.
Hi, Rayma Gardening. Before I say hello.
Hello, if you've just joined us. Hey, Hannah. Hey.
If we missed anyone's hellos, then we are all saying hello, but we're just laughing on.
I know. We're usually so quiet. Cara, hello. Right, next question. Right, okay. I'm afraid I am trying to catch up now, so I'm right at the bottom of my comments. And Charlotte has said, next question from Robin. Stupidest gardening tool you've ever purchased.
Oh, is that Stupidest? Did you say Stupidest?
Okay. So.
Oh, I know.
Go on.
I know as well.
Those solar animal deterrents that I bought for my garden didn't work at all. Biggest waste of money.
Is that because it was never sunny? Did they come on? Did they work?
They would be going constantly. It's almost as though, they were looking at them and laughing at them, actually. I think they were.
Were they not? Oh, you and your critters, Jim. That's one thing. It makes me feel really grateful to not be where you are. Is that critter thing? I can put up with onion and fly.
You guys deal with like allium leaf miner and black fly and carrot fly and blight, and I'm like, I don't have any of those, but I've got woodchucks, raccoons, and rabbits, and chipmunks, and squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I have one. Well, it's not one. It's basically any tool, and it's not actually myself who did the buying. It's if you buy cheap. So basically, for example, any of the secateurs that I bought or that were bought for our garden before I bought my Felcos. Anything that we bought cheap is just we just bought it twice, 3 times before we finally bought it.
I'm a terrible one for a bargain though. But there's a difference between getting a bargain and getting something cheap, isn't there? And there's I'm just thinking as far as secateurs go, it's about investing, and you don't think at the time. You just say, I need some secateurs. You go along with this crazy money, or there's some that you think, yeah, they'll do. They're secateurs. They're fine. I'll keep them sharp. Invariably, I lose them, or they go rusty, or they're at the bottom of the bucket somewhere. And so now, actually, I've got some. They're not Felco, but I treated myself for my last birthday, actually, for some really nice ones. Not really high end, but they're about 40, 50 quid. And I really look after them. So I'm making sure I'm not leaving them in a bucket, and I'm thinking, they're really quite precious to me. So I think if you do spend a little bit more, you tend to look after them, or I certainly do. So yeah, I got one of these really weird, talking about cheap plastic tat. I think it was on a reduced shelf, so I was straight in there. at the homeware centre, not even a garden centre, and it was like a little dropper that you could put seeds in and individually plant your seed. And I think it was down to about 25 pence. I not only bought one for me, I bought one for my friend. I bought one for my plot neighbour. And I said, these are great. You can put it here. And all of them just looked at me and accepted them. And yeah, absolute rip-off. It was really, really not good. Yeah. What about you, Danny? What have you bought?
I love Wolf Garden tools because I just like to click on tools, and they are expensive, but they're an investment that I love, and they save so much space, you know. But the thing that I bought, and I was really looking forward to it, was I think I paid about £40 for this tiller head, and it was in my last video where I chopped and dropped the green bean, what are they called, field beans. And I thought, I'm a no-dig gardener, and I bought a tiller that's going to ruffle up all the soil and disturb it, the surface. But I know that I've only got like 4 more beds left that weren't no-dig, and now I've actually turned them into a no-dig. So it was £40 that I've spent last month or the month before, and it's obsolete now because I'm not going to use it. Or if I do, people could be like, "Yeah, you said you're a no-dig gardener, now you're ruffling up."
But that's a USP. That's a unique selling point. You are a no-dig tiller. I bet nobody else is a no-dig tiller. You know?
I might just use it for something like, I don't know.
Oh, you just use it while nobody's looking. Come on, and then just say, you know, oh, don't my beds look really good?
Like all YouTube gardeners.
Yeah, like we all do. We're all just terrible, terrible cheats. Somebody just put. Okay, somebody asked best cucumber for lunch boxes, and I think someone else answered them. But I know there are things called, are they called lunch box or mini munch, something like that you can get that are just big enough. But the other thing you can do with cucumbers, if you want to, the other thing you can do with cucumbers, if you want to, is just cut the bottom, or just cut enough cucumber that you want off the plant, leave the rest of the cucumber on the plant, and in no time it will have sealed itself again at the bottom. So then you can just go and chop another section off. You can do it that way. I've never done it that way, but I've seen other people do it, and it looks really good. It looks really good. Hey, hello there. Hey, nice to see you. Okay. Anyone grown Apache potatoes?
No.
No? That's just a no, Leanne. Unless, Rebekka, have you? Okay. A Dutch hoe, empty nest gardens. I want a Dutch hoe so badly, but can't find it in Canada. Well, I'm getting a strange whistle. Is anyone getting a whistle? Is it me? No? Okay. Yeah, I know who you are. I know. It's Tony, isn't it? Little Farmer's Farm, Guru Mafinda. Yeah, it is. It's Tony.
Do you know what? I love Tony. I love his channel. I want one of those little tiki huts that he's got. Like, he's one of the first channels that I ever watched.
I know. He's great.
I honestly think I fangirled him more when I went to Tony's plot. I kept going on about him, and he was like, all right. You know, I was like, he's such a lush, lovely guy, and he's so down to earth.
Yeah.
And Tony was like, yeah, he is really nice. He's a really down to earth guy, and he's a good friend.
And And Tony, I keep saying, by the end of the chat, we're all going to plug everyone's channel, so we'll make sure we get links for you up there. Sorry, Steve. Hello, Steve. Steve has said mini munch. Yeah, mini munch cucumbers. They're so good. You eat them straight off the plant. How many of us do that when we're sort of like harvesting, just picking things, and then you realise you've got no harvest there, eating things straight off the plant, especially strawberries, raspberries even, and you think, oh, I'll take those home. They've gone. Okay, question for Jim. What is something people in the UK would be surprised to hear about growing in the US? Not quite sure I understand that one. I'm going very pink. Okay.
It's interesting because a lot of the growing tactics and things I've learned along the way have been through British gardeners.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of
It was
something.
me, wasn't it? It was me.
It was all you, Danny.
There's Jane's armpit.
Sorry,
Jane, you've
yeah.
got really purple. I feel like we're gonna have to roll you out of the chocolate factory soon.
Who was that? Was that Veruca Salt? I have. I'm
Yeah,
totally
Violet. Was it Violet Plum or something?
I was what Violet Beauregard. Violet Beauregard.
That's it.
I have. Well, I started off.
Now.
I started off totally tangerine, and now I've got. Is that any better? I've pinnacle.
That's better.
Yeah. I was looking a bit corpse-like. Okay. So yeah, it's because I've got the windows just there, and one of the key things it says about setting up to live stream is block out any natural light. Well, my natural light is completely there, and it's gone from light to dark. So okay, sorry, go on. Who was talking? Jim.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Was anyone listening?
American
gardening.
Something,
Right.
yeah. What would British gardeners be surprised about in US gardens?
Ooh.
Yeah, and you were saying that you learned a lot about your gardening from British gardeners such as Danny.
I have, and just I think because the growing situation around the States is so incredibly different. You know, the South, growing things in the South, there are things we can't grow here, and you know what I mean? It's just there are some crops that would absolutely perish here, would not even have a chance of living, that do really well in the South. But other than that, I feel like a lot of what I do, a lot of the growing that I do, is very similar to what you guys do.
Yeah, okay,
I don't think there's anything that's markedly that stands out to me. I mean, there's a lot of like the Three Sisters. That's an American, that's a Native American growing tradition that a lot of UK growers also. So, and you think about like squash and corn and stuff like that, those are American native plants too. So it's like, I don't think there's anything that's particularly American, and I don't think there's anything that's particularly non at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I think we're quite lucky though that the four of us, we have got quite similar climates, so we're not really competing with certain, you know, like I know Jim gets a lot more sun at some point, and you know, so he's going to probably smash the melon challenge. We've not even mentioned the melon challenge, which is crazy.
This is a segue. Are you ready for this? This is a segue, because I'm thinking, yeah, Jim's in the States. Surely they can grow melons. And I think, Jim, you and I were talking about you wanted people from all over the States to join in, and someone actually commented and said they were from Texas. And but they have the heat, but they have difficulty because they don't have the water. They don't have enough water to keep those back because they're so thirsty.
We want those. We want those.
You know, so so I encourage them to join. And so we don't care if you get
I've got a secret weapon for this year that me, Jane, Rebekka, we are going to smash this melon challenge. I've got Tony O'Neill on my side. I've got Steve Digwell going to make me cheat. No, we're going to add everything. We're gonna beat you, honestly.
Yeah.
We've got so many plans.
You know what? I've got Allie on my side, and she can completely cut off your seed supply.
The Allie bomb.
Just like that.
Okay, so we've got
no more seeds.
Okay, no, Ali, we've got. Yeah, I was just going to show you actually. Let me just tell you. Okay, if you're not aware of the Transatlantic Melon Challenge, Charlotte, can you put a link up there, please, for us? Because what it is the second year of the Transatlantic Melon Challenge, in which my team, which is like the UK and everyone this side of the pond, whichever way I'm going there, you know, UK, wherever, is versusing Jim and his side of the Atlantic to see who can grow the best melons. And we've done a video about it, and hopefully Charlotte hasn't just popped off somewhere and she'll put a link on. If we don't, get yourself over to Jim's channel or to my channel, or just put in hashtag transatlantic melon challenge and the details will come up. But if I tell you that I got this gorgeous, it took 6 weeks for this really surprise post to come through. So bless her, Ali didn't even tell me it was on the way. She has
Jane,
sent me.
what is that seed that you just showed now? What is that?
Which one?
You look like coral.
It's a plant. It's a card. It's just a card, Danny. Just a card. Okay, so she's sent. Okay, Jim. Right. Heed my words. Prescott Fund Blanc Muskmelon. Black Beauty melons. Oh, a Mustard de Provence Cinderella pumpkin, which I'm very excited about. Okay. A Kawano horned melon. And this is one I like. Can you see that one? Early champ melons. And I'll come on to those in a minute. So she sent me so many seeds, absolutely fantastic to get. And then of course, I can't find your seeds.
You do
Danny.
know that we've just got Ali arrested. The police are on their way to Ali's right now.
No, I'm talking about Ali who lives down the road
Thanks
from
a
me.
heap. Thanks a heap.
Ali KV.
But also, Danny, in his bid to make us the best melon growing team ever, has sent me, along with the potato. I'll have to show you something else in a minute. There's a prize winning. Okay, what's this one? Okay, if you Hale's best melon.
So Jim sent me these. So Jim Contrabacchi, if the police are watching, go to his house now. I'll send you a link to his house. He sent me these seeds.
I've got the prize-winning Minnesota midget seed right here. Okay, so that's the one that you thought. You see, the problem we've got, Danny, is they're sending us these seeds, pretending to be all generous, but we don't know what seeds they are. We don't know, but
they could be butternut squashes as far as we know.
Could be anything. Yeah, but we've got. Danny also sent me these fantastic seeds, but Danny, I will come back to melons. Danny did also send me. I've mentioned before that I do like a jigsaw.
No,
it's Hebrew.
Look at that! It's fantastic. I'm determined to do it. You know, I've already found the corners. But yeah. So yeah, be careful what you wish for. That was great. So lovely post there. But yeah. So the melons. Come on. Are we all in? Who's watching?
So if anyone's watching and they want to join, then like you mentioned, I think we need more. We need more and more. The more the merrier. Share.
And also, if you just do me. I mean, we have got I think about a 10-second delay. If you're in the melon challenge, can you just put your thumb up? Oh no, don't do your thumb up because that'll be something different. Just put I'm in. Okay. Or yeah, that'll do. Will that do? And then we'll be able to see. Okay.
So Guru comment is saying that the melon challenge. So we've not decided about a date, though, haven't we? I think we agreed that it was going to be sometime.
We were
whenever.
a bit vague.
So,
we were a bit vague in a bid to not put pressure on.
Area.
Yeah. Great, Nancy.
So,
great seed.
If you do
great
want someone, if you want some melon seeds, Jim sent me so many seeds. So if you want them, I don't mind doing an alley and sending you some, up north. So if you want to pop me an email, I think my email's in my description of on my channel, and I'll send you some as well.
You say
and
that.
For anyone within you, I also have seeds left.
What? Now you seem like a skinflint, It was good until then.
I sent you like 10 of those, Dan.
Well, it was because Ali was sending you some anyway. I'd already promised him, so I thought I'll just send one or two. So
okay, hold on.
If you want them, I don't mind sending you a few that Ali sent me, but she already sent them.
I think we've got melon cam. Is that melon cam? Are they melons? Are they melons? That was what?
That was Cress.
Oh, I thought you had a championship host of melons there. Oh, thanks, Tony. Thank you.
Oh, Robin Miller, yes. Robin Miller's going to join the melon challenge. So that's
Robin was in last year, wasn't she? Didn't Robin do fantastic melons?
Amelia's going to join. Joel,
it's that wine, Danny. Okay.
See,
And
Okay.
there's so many people commenting saying that they're going to join, so that's
That's
really
brilliant. But you know what? We've got Lynn here who says it's the wrong time of year for growing melons. So are you going to tell us, Lynn, or are we going to guess where you are? I'm guessing
Lynn,
Australia.
tell us. Yeah, we need to know the special time to grow these melons because I bragged so much about I'm gonna win, and if you see what I'm going to be doing next month for my melon challenge, it's a bit crazy, but I'm determined to try and get it. I gotta be honest, Jane, when I watched last year, I absolutely busted up laughing when you pulled up that melon. And it was
You were special. The one that I tried to keep really small and petite. Yeah, that was my favourite. That was deliberate. That was obviously. Yeah.
obviously.
Steve
But it
just
was,
asked.
you've got a way of being hilarious,
I think
Jane.
we never mentioned what the official varieties are. So
Yeah,
Steve, the official varieties are Minnesota Midget and Sugar Baby.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm going with those as well.
Want to go.
I think, yeah, they're going to be my official ones. But now I've got horned melons. I've got to give them a go. Jim, what date did we say? We just sort of said round about. You just said whatever, and we'll finish.
No, we said like whenever
Jim,
it's convenient.
Jim, I think we should show all the odds right now.
Yeah, outside.
Outside.
Yeah. Outside right now.
Yeah,
let me go remove the snow.
Go.
Okay, Steve.
Jane,
So
I
how's that?
one of those Cinderella seeds as well. If you've got one, I wouldn't mind one of those to try.
Which one? The
The
Cinderella.
You can send me one back if you want.
I just got one. Cinderella pumpkin.
Everybody, please make sure that no matter what you grow and how you grow it, that you record it somehow on social media and put the hashtag on it so that we can have a bigger presence through social media, because I feel like a lot of people were growing last year and maybe we're just a little too coy or something, or didn't want to, whatever, but we didn't get as many hashtags. I think we should do a lot more of that this year.
Absolutely. Danny, I've got 3 Cinderella pumpkins. So I will send you one. Okay? Special delivery coming your way.
I've already planned on buying a big watermelon from Aldi's and some Pritt stick, and I'm going to glue it to the vine if I lose.
Shh, don't tell them. Don't tell them our trick.
Oh,
hey, I tell you though, and I realise I will shut up again, and I keep saying that, don't I? And then I never do. Also somebody sent me that I can't say their name, Ali. Were these, which I've never even heard of? Giant tree tomato. A giant tree tomato. 3 to 5 metre tall plants. Large fruit. Strong support needed. From the Heritage Seed Library. Okay.
Jane?
Yeah. What? There's 3. Honestly, I was looking. Because I was going to give one to my poor neighbour.
You have come here tonight to watch gardening, and you've just seen 4 people, 1 drinking wine and 3 drinking tea and coffee, and that's literally what happened.
Look, there's literally 3. There's 3. I might get...
sort me out. Come on, I'm a new gardener.
But you know what, though, Danny? What's been really good about this is I'm really excited about growing the tomatoes, and if you Google them, incredible. Mine won't be like that. But Mike immediately said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to build something," and so already he's really excited about building a structure. So it's mad. So okay, let's just see, have we got any other? Tony Neal has an address, mate, please.
So Red Lipstick has said, I'm UK, but I'm going to be a rebel and I'm going Team Jim. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry, Red Lipstick. You cannot change the continent just because you fancy Jim. No.
You absolutely can.
No, not at all. You have to show your passport with next to your melon variety. That's the only way you can judge. We will be ruthless about eliminating people who defected to the States.
Does that count the same for seeds that may have come over from North America?
No, it doesn't, because I'm making the rules. And that's that. Okay, but yeah, Okay, yeah, Ali, yeah, watch out. Don't get your face on there. Okay, we will. Are we moving on? Have we missed any questions?
So Cara Titvick said it's not the size of the melons that is important. That's right. It's all about the flavour.
Thank you for handling that in a very subtle manner.
Can you believe I did? Can you believe I did that?
I can't believe you did. And I'm also, I've gone a different colour again. I'm not quite sure.
None of you know this, but we actually did a trial this afternoon for this. So this is actually the full version.
It's going much better this time around, I have to say.
Well, you know, what we do.
I mean, Jane was in a bra.
Jim was in a bra.
Jim was in a bra.
I had my hair set in curlers.
Yeah. Tagging on.
You guys were all eating lunch, and I just woke up. It was like 6 a.m. You're like,
you know what, though?
And I'm sitting there.
This is what's so good, is that this is working. It actually took, on this trial, you get 2 hours. Okay, in fact, we've got 29 minutes left of this chat, and then. So
have you seen this comment? So I think is Cook Mitt Hardy as well. I'm a journalist, and I'm always interested in what moves people. Why don't you talk about your passion? You're so different in different places, and there's a great community between you. Oh, honestly, like we're so completely different, but we just fit. We're like, if in the 80s there was a cartoon called the Raggy Dolls, and I think this is literally us. So I'm back to front.
Is that good? I don't know if that's good. my things are in black and white. We had Bill and Ben. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do that. Hold on, I'm missing comments. Thank you, Charlotte. Charlotte's put a link on for the Transatlantic Melon Challenge. Thank you. And Jim's YouTube. Okay, that's great. Okay, yeah. If you think about it, don't think about it. Just do it.
Is your daughter an F1? Because she is 100% a clone. I think that she's actually a clone.
She is
an F1 variety of 100%.
She's a strange mix of Mike and I. Yeah, it's a cool thing. She's got no chance.
Episode, it's Jane's daughter that's actually on the show.
Is it?
That's the truth.
If only. Oh, you know, that's really quite depressing at the same time. You know, this is what I'm going to say. Are there any questions? Have you missed any questions? Because I was going to just talk. The Raggy Dolls. No? Okay. Oh, bless you, Lorraine. Hello, Lorraine. Lovely to have you. Let me just say, and I have got to say this because I want to get this in. This month, April, I will have been doing this. So basically sitting, I mean, it's nice that I've got some interaction here, because usually, you know what it's like, you three, you're sitting talking to nothing, you're just sitting talking to a camera, and it's great. It doesn't answer back. You don't have to stop and let it have a turn, which is what I'm doing now. This is why I can't do a chat. I'm not used to stopping and letting someone else. You're not meant to nod. And then it's 6 whole years, and so I was thinking next weekend I might do like a little bit of a thing as to what's changed. And when I was looking at the old videos, like you said, Danny, one of the main things that's changed is the colour of my hair. In other words, 6 years of gardening has just made me go greyer and greyer and greyer, you know, and I think, stuff the garden, what is going on with that hair now, you know? So it's quite odd. It's quite odd. So you've just done 6 months. You've done 6 months, Danny. This is what's in store.
Oh my God! Like, I cannot. I literally feel like I've been here forever. Like, I have been truly blessed. Like, I started YouTube like everyone else starts, and if you're watching and you're thinking, oh, I really wish I could, you know, start YouTube, do it honestly, because you will be welcomed with more than open arms. Like, when I started, I was so scared. Like, I'm the most confident person you'll meet. But you'll see my first video, and I was like so rigid and stood there, and I was just like with a shovel, and I cringe at the first episode, and you'll all get those videos. You know, go back to Jane's first videos, and they're hilarious.
Thank you.
We've all got them.
You can't hear me, which is good. But it is really supportive. It's very, very supportive. Sorry, Charlotte's
the community is amazing.
The Charlotte's just said final advice. Charlotte, you're trying to get us off. I did say to Charlotte it would only be an hour. Final advice from Rebekka.
We can make it 2 hours, can't we? I've still got half a bottle of wine.
She says, final advice from Rebekka, Jim and Danny on melon growing. And then she follows up with, before we go. Okay, so I don't know if she's saying like, yeah, and then we go. But Charlotte, stop being such a bossy boots.
Charlotte!
Yeah, come on. So basically, I'm going to shut up now. Danny, Jim, Rebekka, final advice. No, just advice on melon growing. Top tip.
Water well. Water well. And make sure that they've got good soil and feeding. I probably told too many, so just water well.
Okay. Jim?
Yes, I agree. And mulch. Make sure you mulch your melon plants so that there's water retention, and maybe don't source your seeds from your opponents.
Yeah, okay. They are going to come back to bite, aren't they? Rebekka, go on.
And we're growing small varieties, but in general, I would say for melons, support them well.
Okay. Support. Okay.
Always support your melons.
Unless you grow ones like mine. They're magic. They don't need any support whatsoever.
The curry melons.
They just hang there. I'm sorry. I won't go.
And you told us to behave tonight. Rebekka, we're sorry. It was Jane.
I've gone purple now. I'm purple now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, yeah. Charlotte's saying final advice before we move on to the next questions. Okay. Oh, Tony, that's very kind. Yeah. The gardening community is fantastic, or at least the people we know. I haven't met a bad one yet. Okay. Yeah, it's been 6 years, Lorraine, and I'm still doing the same thing. I still don't know what I'm on about, really, a lot of the time, but never mind. Right, okay. Caroline says for Rebekka, where can I get hold of the tomato variety we're on about?
Anyone who's interested in those, I'll say anyone in Europe, but anyone who's interested in those, drop me a line on under one of my videos, or Rebekka@mornings@theallotment.com.
Or if they're on your Facebook page, Rebekka, can they DM you on your Facebook page?
Yes, they can do that on the Facebook page, and I'll just put my email down below.
Right, Hardy has a question. Should we take any notice, Rebekka, or is it
Go ahead. I think it was fine.
Okay, this is also a question that is discussed time and time again. How do you water? That actually, there is. It's not just a case of tipping a watering can out, is it? No, but okay, let's look at the options. Watering from beneath, okay, and letting things soak. We've got watering from above, Jim. Watering with a fine rose, spraying. I've run out. Yeah. Oh, irrigation like a sea pose or something like that. Okay. Anyone got any? I just water. I'm a big believer in gravel trays, and just water into the gravel tray and let the plants soak it up as they need, rather than disturbing the soil every time by invariably not having a hose on my watering can.
Is this for seedlings that we're talking about?
I don't know.
I think it's in general.
If it is,
in general,
perhaps. Yeah,
Actually, I know why Hardy asked that question, because it's one of our issues.
Okay.
He likes water from above because it's easier, and I water almost everything right on the soil, right to the root.
Which is what you need.
I don't want to have the issues of having wet leaves, whether it's the tomatoes or anything else. And actually, last year I only watered tomatoes 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Because I gave them like 10 liters per plant. I watered them in, I planted them, and like 10 liters per plant, and then left them until the soil was really, really dry, and then I gave them another watering like that, and after that, nothing. Because they just,
has anyone seen that? Sorry, Rebekka, go on.
No, they just root deep enough. So it depends on the crop, and of course
they find the water. I think very often though, if you're watering on the top and you're not watering enough, you're actually not encouraging those roots to go down, are you? They're just sort of keeping on the surface, so make them work for their for the water.
So I've got another way that nobody's mentioned. So I don't know if anyone's seen.
Surprise! Yeah.
Okay. So Terry King, he's got this system inside his greenhouse It's basically like a U shape of guttering that's level with the soil, and he's got buckets on top, and he's put the membrane. What's it called? The water. What's it called? That water. That fabric that you put underneath trays to help the water. What's it called?
No, we don't know what it's called, Danny. What is it?
You do.
We
Come on.
don't. I can't think of it at all. Capillary matting. Is
That's
that it? Hey!
You put the capillary mat in through the bucket and then cut a slit at the bottom, and then it drops into this like canal of water that's connected to a bucket outside, and it's got like a little ball cock outside, and it constantly stays full of water all the way around underneath this greenhouse.
Oh, I like that.
Basically, it rains outside on the guttering, and then the water feeds into this canal inside the greenhouse that's constantly there. It's an amazing system.
I like that.
Oh, it's so clever. I like Teddy King. He's like a little Inspector Gadget of allotments, isn't he?
But that's it. You find people. We were looking at someone's allotment the other day, and they use gravity. Or they said it was a gravity feed from one of those great big IPC tanks, and they water their polytunnel. I mean, it's a very, very gradual slope on their site.
Yeah.
And their polytunnel's at the bottom, and they say, it's a gravity feed. There must be something else to it. But there's no pump or anything, Sorry, what's Tony saying? I have a question. Now, I haven't proofread this. Aside from stinging nettles, and comfrey leaf, does anyone know of any other beneficial plant to get for making tea feed?
Anything.
Feed. Yeah.
I just make tea feed from anything. Weeds. I love making it from weeds because putting them in water kills off the seeds.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about them growing new plants, and any plant basically will make a good feed.
That is really good, actually, because people are always worried about putting weeds on their compost and whatever, because in case they seed and everything. Our weeds go directly to the chickens at the minute, so it's great because they're being repurposed in that way. But yeah, I like that. But anything green, soft and green, it's going to be full of nitrogen, isn't it? So that's what
I grow a lot of comfrey so that I use make teas out of. So I love comfrey, and yeah.
And you can just use that to dry, to line a trench. You've got your bean trenches. Although make sure you don't get any bits of roots, because we've now got several lines of comfrey going along the allotment that we've got to keep on top of.
But I'm pretty sure that there is two types, isn't there? I know that Tony O'Neill, he's told me that the type he's got, I don't know what it's called, he's going to give me some of that because we can't guarantee mine doesn't spread. But apparently the one he's got doesn't spread anywhere, it just stays where it is.
Something or other.
Yeah. Ours is in, it was on the plot when we got there, and it's in like a very nice barrel, but it's contained until we took it out and spread it. But also though, Tony, I know that Terry over at Terry King, he did some brilliant experiments a year or two ago trying to make feed with all sorts. Did you ever see that, Danny? He had he did banana skins, he did something to do with fish, a fish poo.
Oh, there was so many.
I think it was so many varieties, and I never really found out which one worked best, but he did a whole season. He'd made all these different ferments.
I think it was PG Tips, I'm not sure.
So yeah, but he did. So yeah, just try, but go back and have a look at Terry King's allotment trial, because that was great. Tansy. We've got Tansy in the allotment. Red lipstick. Red lipstick, what's your name? Come on, we all know red lipstick. What's your actual name? Because it seems funny calling you red lipstick. Empty Nest Garden says Capil. I love this channel. Well, thank you. Everyone, right, Ultimate Gardening, repost, question. Everyone that is a content creator in the garden industry has a goal to accomplish in teaching gardening. What's yours? Okay.
I'm just here for the attention. I'm not.
Yep.
Really?
Jim.
Really?
Yep.
Jim.
We're just show-offs. We're just big show-offs, I basically have no one else to talk to. So
Boom! And I'm like, boom! What is it, guys? It's Danny Prigioni.
Okay, this is a new channel. This is a new channel that Danny and Jim both mentioned the other night, and he is called
James Prigioni. You need to go watch him. He's.
New Jersey gardener. I've never seen anyone with as much.
I'm stunned you haven't seen him, Jane. I'm stunned.
I think I might have stumbled across him a few years ago. But sorry, I'm going off screen there. But for whatever reason, I hadn't subscribed, or my subscription had gone. But oh my goodness, I watched his trailer last night, was it? And within about 3 seconds, I was laughing my head off. He's just infectious. He's so
He's
good.
like me, but 10 stone lighter and about 10 times hyperactive. It's pretty much that.
It's fantastic. But he does, interesting, going back to Ultimate Gardening here, the goal is to accomplish teaching gardening.
Question.
Well, this is, I think, the way that I don't tend to do how-to videos. I would do a lot better if I did. And that is a way forward, but I think I do some sometimes, but I think my way of teaching is more subliminal. I just show what I do, and if it works, then almost by osmosis, it's taught someone something. It's not a conscious decision. I don't know about the rest of you.
Me and Jim were actually talking about this afternoon, and we said, like, I think how-to videos, it's just my personal opinion, and I mean, I'll probably be blasted for it, but I think how-to videos are like a thing of the past now. And like gardening channels for me are 20% gardening, 80% personality, and you growing along with that person that you actually like.
Yeah.
And like there's many channels where I probably go away not actually learning anything from them on that video, but I still feel like I followed along with their journey for that day. And I've done that as well. Like one of the first people that I ever watched was Steve Digwell Greenfingers, and he did he does like a mishmash videos, and I love that.
A mishmash, Steve. How about that?
He does like a mishmash, and then he just does like, we're doing this, then we're doing that, and then the title will tell you what he's doing, but instead of just being like how to sow a parsnip. I mean, we all know, like I know that there are people out there who wants to sow a parsnip and they'll learn it, but wouldn't it be nice as well that you had a little bit of a joke walking down the allotment as well, and one of us trips and then we show how we've scrapped in our green out, done something's wrong in there, and then we sowed the parsnip, and then we carried on saying, oh, and I've done a bean trench today as well. And I love that about all of our channels. We are all like that. So I think that's why.
I think that's why we get on, isn't it? So we've sort of found out. I hate the word tribe. I hate people talking about tribes, but you do find, people who are doing the same thing. And that's that again, Danny. That's my personal preference. However, how-to videos do have their place. If you are just starting out,
they totally do, because I think that those people have got their tutorial channels, and I go on those when I want to see, what they're doing and stuff, and they are amazing channels. I mean, Tony O'Neill, like, he's built this empire basically. Of,
oh wow, he
has. And he's, in my eyes, even though I've just said that, he's the king of YouTube gardening to me.
And he's a full-time fireman as well.
Honestly,
how does he do it? It's just crazy.
If you've seen some of the fires, right, the wealthy thugs, putting through every week. He sends me videos, and I'm thinking, God, I moan about a day in the hospital. And he is out there firefighting, honestly, so many shifts a week. And then he comes and does that huge allotment. But he's got his place, and he has very much earned that place of showing people how to sow parsnips and how to do things and all. And I gotta be honest, I'm not here to compete with anyone like Tony O'Neill.
You can't. No, and you can't. And I think we've all found that is if you try and do something that isn't natural to you, it isn't natural to the viewer. And it's like, sorry, we're on countdown. We've got 11 minutes. We've just had. Thank you, Lorraine. We've got Red Lipstick's name is Ruth. Hey, Ruth, that's lovely. I bet you I'll forget. I'm terrible with names. But also, I've got a strange one here from Ryan. Ryan, what are you on about? I'm not quite sure. That elephant garlic vid was Poggies.
Yeah, hang on. We've only had me and your answers, but we've not had Jim's or Rebekka's. I think your daughter's put that in.
Right. Okay. No resident sleepers here. Okay. I'm just going to leave that one. Okay. So shall we just now? Because if we do just suddenly disappear, it's because my trial time's run out, and that is also why Danny's got a little live eCam thing hat on. You know, I think you need to position yourself under the hat. That's quite fetching. That it's like a little blue fez. I think that's lovely. Can we?
No.
I think that's perfect. If you have got...
empty.
Oh, no, you see, this is why we're on countdown. I'm only really saying it because Danny's had a whole bottle of wine. Okay, if you have got a YouTube channel, Facebook link, Instagram link, anything you want to put in the comments below, and then, you know, we can all see, and even if we don't look at them straight away now, they'll be in the comments for people to come and have a look at and maybe come over and visit your channel. So, go.
Yeah.
And I'm including you, Ali Davey, because we want to see more from you. So
oh my God, Ali Davey needs so much recommendation from everyone else because she's such a national treasure for being a criminal.
Okay. I'm not seeing any coming through. Ali, get your channel on there. Tony, get your channel on there. Digwell,
Ultimate
Steve,
Gardener, put
get
your
yours
channel on.
Ultimate
Empty Nest Garden, put your channel on. There's so many, honestly.
Essex Allotment was up there before. Get your channel on. I've got Egocentric Homestead. That sounds like you've got a channel. Get your thing on down there. So, I've just realised I'm way behind. Okay. Yeah. Rusty Garden. Yeah, Charlotte, well done. Charlotte's putting some channels on there for you. So, that's good.
Thank you, Charlotte.
So, there's that. What was
Charlotte,
the other
you
thing?
can put mine on there if you want. You know, thanks for that, Charlotte. You put Jim's on there, Rebekka, if you want to put your buttons on there.
What I will do, I'll put all of our channels. I don't think they're in the description. I think the description, because of the kerfuffle, I think the description was left pretty blank to this video. But if you give it sort of half an hour or whatever, when this stream finishes, I'll put the links to everyone's channels here. But you know who they are anyway. Yeah.
If you've got a channel, I promise I will come and I will follow your channel because every month I seem to be plugging new YouTubers because I'm new as well and I know how tough it is. Like I've been more lucky than anyone really. I don't deserve this drama that I've been given, so I just think other people need to have it as well. Like Rebekka, Jane doesn't need the attention. Everyone loves Jane anyway. Do you know what I mean? She's she's up there already, and she.
You know what I feel like though, and I've said this before, because it really is hitting home that I've done it for 6 years, and it's part of. I just love doing it. You know, it's the only reason. But I did feel like, I'm like one of those old actors who you see turning up in the background of lots of sort of series, and then. Say 10 years later, you see them on a quiz show, and you think, "Oh my God, we thought they died years ago," and you can't remember their name. That's the.
Oh my God, Jane's on passphrase.
That's my level. That's someone who don't quite know who she is, but she hangs around a bit. She's just there. Yeah. Right. Okay. Best birthday present. Laughing. Oh, birthday present. My birthday next week. Empty Nest Gardens. Fantastic. You're an Aries then. Good man, woman, man. Okay, Danny, you've got yours on there.
Everyone follow Empty Nest Garden. It's her birthday today as well. So happy birthday, Roxanne. So honestly, happy birthday, and everyone follow her channel because that'll be amazing for her.
This is what I was going to say. The other thing is, and I never say this, but I think I've said I never say it before, so I am saying it. Press the like button. Press the like button before you go, because that'll sort of elevate the whatever a little bit, and so other people will be able to come and look at the chat afterwards. Sorry, I'm running out of words, and they're all coming out in the wrong order. I need to have your glass of wine now.
Like this has been the best live chat that they've ever been on, and I think it's because of the personalities. We're a bit loud.
Who said that, Danny? Was that you? Is that you who said that? Is that
my mum wrote that? No, Jim wrote that to me. Thank you.
What I would like to say that, you see, I don't want to rush you off. My God, it's 20 to 9. Oh my goodness.
I could stay there all night, honestly.
Well, tough. You've run out of wine. You'll be asleep in the next 5 minutes. So we'll come back to you and you'll just be there.
I'll finish this
Oh!
now.
Okay, Charlotte's saying here, I'm going to say as well, thank you to everybody who's joined. Thank you so much to Danny. Oh, it's no good me pointing. I'm just going to do this. Danny, Rebekka, Jim, for bearing with me this weekend and what has probably been a quite intolerable amount of questions and trialing we have done to try and get this stream up and running. But thank you so much for bearing with me. It's been lovely.
Thank you to Charlotte and to Hardy for being our moderators.
Oh yes, thank you so much.
You guys were awesome. We really appreciate that. Even though we're all looking at our screens and not looking at you right now.
Yeah. That's exactly. Danny, you're encouraging Tony to go to the offie, and I think you've encouraged me to do the same thing actually. So I am going to say, oh, thank you. We've got 45 thumbs ups. Thank you so much. I'm going to say, I don't know how to finish this stream, but I'm going to say goodbye now, and hopefully we'll get together sometime again soon. But basically, I'll be on somebody else's channel. Okay? Yeah. That's probably what's about to happen. So I'm going to try and turn off now with a big goodbye.
Thank you guys for everyone.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Say bye.